Hi students, this is Botany PSR. Today we will discuss about secondary growth in dicot stem. Secondary growth in dicot stem. So first of all, we have to know what is primary growth, what is secondary growth. Right. What is primary growth means increase in length of stem and root by apical meristem is called primary growth. Increase in length of the root, increase in length of the stem by apical meristem is called primary growth. Increase in thickness of stem, increase in thickness of root is called secondary growth. Which groups will show secondary growth? That is gymnosperms and dicots, not in monocots. Will the stem of gymnosperm and dicot will show secondary growth? Yes. Will the root also show secondary growth? Yes. So secondary growth occurs in stems and roots of gymnosperms and dicots. Secondary growth generally not found in monocots. Secondary growth absent in monocots. Secondary growth generally found in stems and roots of gymnosperms and dicots. Now we have to discuss about secondary growth in dicot stem. Okay. So what is primary growth? See, increase in length of stem and root by apical meristem is called linear growth. In dicot stem, it occurs by apical meristem. In dicot stem, linear growth is by apical meristem, whereas in monocot stem, linear growth occurs by both apical meristem and intercalary meristem. Intercalary meristem generally found in monocots like grasses, not found in dicots, not found in all plants, generally found in monocots, not found in dicots. So linear growth in dicot stem occurs by apical meristem. Linear growth in monocot stems occurs by both apical meristem and intercalary meristem. Okay. Now what is secondary growth? Increase in thickness or girth or diameter of stem and root is called secondary growth, also called radial growth. Secondary growth occurs by lateral meristems. Secondary growth occurs by lateral meristems. So secondary growth occurs in stems and roots of gymnosperms and dicots. Secondary growth absent in monocots. Which meristem useful for secondary growth means secondary growth, it occurs by lateral meristems. So which meristems are helpful for secondary growth means lateral meristems. Right. Secondary growth occurs in very important point, my dear students. Secondary growth occurs in stems and roots. Secondary growth will also occur in roots of gymnosperms and roots of dicots. So secondary growth occurs in stems and roots of both gymnosperms and dicots. Secondary growth absent in monocots. Okay. Increase in length of the root and stem is called primary growth. Increase in thickness of stem and root is called secondary growth or radial growth. Secondary growth occurs by lateral meristems. Right. Secondary growth in dicot stem, it occurs in two types. It is of two types. One is called intrastellar secondary growth or intrastellar changes. Another type is extrastellar secondary growth or extrastellar secondary changes. as it occurs in cortex. It is also called cortical secondary growth. So that the secondary growth that occurs in the stele is called intrastellar secondary growth. Outside the stele means cortex. So extrastellar secondary growth also called cortical secondary growth. So the secondary growth occurs within the stele and outside the stele. Within the stele is called intrastellar secondary growth. Outside the stele is called extrastellar secondary growth, also called cortical secondary growth. Right. What are the steps found in intrastellar secondary growth? Intrastellar secondary growth occurs in 4 steps. Formation of vascular cambium. Second one, activity of vascular cambium. Third one, annual rings. Fourth one, heartwood and sapwood. Whereas extracellular secondary growth, also called cortical secondary growth, it occurs in 3 steps. One is periderm, second one is lenticels, third one is bark. These 4 steps we have to say in the correct sequence. These 3 steps also say in the correct sequence. So that is intracellular secondary growth occurs in 4 steps. Formation of vascular cambium, second one, activity of vascular cambium, third one, formation of annual rings, third one, heartwood and sapwood. Whereas extrastellar secondary growth occurs in 3 steps: periderm, lenticels, bark. So total here 4 steps are there, here 3 steps are there. Total 4 plus 3, 7 steps we have to say in the correct sequence. Okay. So first of all, intrastellar secondary growth. In that, what is the first step? That is formation of vascular cambium. Vascular cambium is also called cambial ring. So this is the dicot stem. This is the central part of dicot stem is called medulla. Medulla in dicot stem. What type of arrangement of vascular bundles do you find in dicot stem? Means ring-like arrangement of vascular bundles found in dicot stem. How many vascular bundles? 50 into 20. So arrangement of vascular bundles in dicot stem is ring-like. Number of vascular bundles 50 into 20. Ring-like arrangement of vascular bundles in dicot stem is called U-stele. So that is ring-like arrangement of vascular bundles called U-stele. So this is the vascular bundle. In between the vascular bundles, what do you find? Medullary rays. So the parenchyma cells present in between the vascular bundles is called medullary rays. So this is cambium. So this is xylem, this is phloem. So in between xylem and phloem, a meristematic tissue is present. So that is so called intravascular cambium. The tissue present within the vascular bundle. The tissue present within the vascular bundle is called intravascular cambium. This intravascular cambium is primary lateral meristem. That is, it is formed during primary growth, not during secondary growth. That one you have to remember. It is not formed during secondary growth. It is formed during primary growth. That's why it is so called primary lateral meristems. Total, how many lateral meristems means? We have studied earlier 4 lateral meristems. Intravascular cambium, next intervascular cambium, vascular cambium, cork cambium. Total 4. Of these 4, intravascular cambium is primary lateral meristem. Next 3 are called secondary lateral meristems. That is, which are formed during secondary growth are called secondary lateral meristems. But this is the only meristem, this is the only lateral meristem that is formed during primary growth. So it is an example for primary lateral meristem. It is not formed during secondary growth. Right. Where do you find intravascular cambium? Within the vascular bundle. Okay. Or other words, in between xylem and phloem, or in between vascular tissues of same vascular bundle. In between vascular tissues, xylem and phloem are called vascular tissues. So, in between vascular tissues of same vascular bundle, the cambium present in between xylem and phloem of same vascular bundle, the tissue present in between vascular tissues of same vascular bundle is called intravascular cambium. It is an example of primary lateral meristem, right. So, this is the primary structure, and now the secondary growth is going to start. So, that means in between the vascular bundles, this is the medullary rays, right. Now, see, in between the vascular bundles, parenchyma cells are medullary rays which are adjoining, means side by side. So, the adjoining parenchyma cells are medullary rays undergo dedifferentiation, become meristematic. Which tissue undergo dedifferentiation means parenchyma cells of medullary rays. Where do you find parenchyma cells of medullary rays means in between the vascular bundles. So, the parenchyma cells of medullary rays undergo dedifferentiation. Don't say differentiation, don't say redifferentiation. You have to say dedifferentiation. So, the parenchyma cells of medullary rays which are adjoining of intravascular cambium, that is these cells, undergo dedifferentiation and form meristematic. Now, this meristematic layer is so called intervascular cambium. This intervascular cambium is secondary lateral meristem. So that is intervascular cambium is formed between vascular bundles. Intervascular cambium. This is intervascular cambium, whereas this one is intravascular cambium. So, that is intervascular cambium is formed from medullary rays by a process called dedifferentiation. That is the first step during secondary growth. Parenchyma cells of medullary rays undergo dedifferentiation and form intervascular cambium. Intervascular cambium is secondary lateral meristem. Why? Because it is formed during secondary growth. So, that cambium present in between the vascular bundles is called intervascular cambium. The cambium present in between the vascular tissues, is called intravascular cambium. Intravascular cambium is primary lateral meristem. Intervascular cambium is secondary lateral meristem. Intravascular cambium is primary in origin but secondary in function, whereas intervascular cambium is secondary in origin, secondary in function. Try to concentrate, my dear students. Intravascular cambium means it is formed during primary growth. Intervascular cambium is formed during secondary growth. Intravascular cambium is formed during primary growth. Where do you find intravascular cambium? In between vascular tissues of same vascular bundle, whereas intervascular cambium is found between vascular bundles. Okay, right. This intravascular cambium, intervascular cambium are joined together and form a continuous ring. This continuous ring is called vascular cambium, also called cambial ring. So, vascular cambium is formed by combination of both intravascular cambium and intervascular cambium. Intravascular cambium is primary in origin. Intervascular cambium is secondary in origin. So, vascular cambium is partly primary and partly secondary in origin. Now, see, intravascular cambium, also called fascicular cambium, also called simply cambium. Intravascular cambium also called fascicular cambium, also called simply cambium. Where do you find? Present within the vascular bundle or between the vascular tissues of same vascular bundle. It is a primary lateral meristem. It is primary in origin but secondary in function. Function is in secondary growth. Origin is primary growth. So, primary in origin but secondary in function. Right. Intervascular cambium. Inter means in between. Intra means within. Inter means in between. In between means in between the vascular bundles. Intravascular cambium means within the vascular bundle. Intravascular cambium means intra means within the vascular bundle. Intervascular cambium means between the vascular bundles, right? Present in between the vascular bundles. Secondary, it is an example for secondary lateral meristem. It is secondary in origin and secondary in function. It is formed, where does this intervascular cambium is formed? It is formed from parenchyma cells of medullary rays by which process? By dedifferentiation. By a process called dedifferentiation by medullary rays. So, intervascular cambium is formed from which part? Medullary rays. Parenchyma cells of medullary rays which are adjoining of intravascular cambium, they become meristematic and form a cambium. That cambium is so called intervascular cambium by a process called dedifferentiation. So, intervascular cambium is formed from medullary rays by dedifferentiation. So, vascular cambium in dicot stem is a combination of both joining of intravascular cambium and intervascular cambium. Intravascular cambium is primary in origin. Intervascular cambium is secondary in origin. So, vascular cambium is partly primary, partly secondary. Vascular cambium in dicot stem is partly primary and partly secondary in origin. Did you understand, my dear students? Right. So, steps in formation of vascular cambium or cambial ring. First of all, what the first step means? Dedifferentiation. What the step called? Dedifferentiation of parenchyma cells of medullary rays. Next one, formation of intervascular cambium. Next, intra and intervascular cambium together join and form vascular cambium. Formation of vascular cambium. We have to say these three steps in the correct sequence. Okay. So, dedifferentiation of parenchyma cells of medullary rays. Next one, formation of intervascular cambium. This intravascular cambium and intervascular cambium are joined together and form vascular cambium which is continuous. As it is also, vascular cambium is also called cambial ring. So, that is formation of intervascular cambium, later on formation of vascular cambium. These are three steps you have to say in the correct sequence. So, please note down all these points, my dear students. Now look at here, my dear students. Second step, activity of vascular cambium. Activity of vascular cambium. That means this is the vascular cambium. This vascular cambium is a single layered thickness. It is a meristematic layer, and it has, each cell is having large nucleus. So this is so called vascular cambium. Vascular cambium. Vascular cambium is single layer, and it is meristematic layer. Vascular cambium is, it is made up of single layer, meristematic layer. Each cell having large nucleus. Right. So this vascular cambium undergoes periclinal divisions and cuts off new cells both towards outer side and towards inner side. So let us suppose this is the outer side, this is the inner side. So this is less secondary phloem, less amount of secondary phloem towards outer side. Why the secondary phloem is produced less amount means this vascular cambium is less active towards outer side. This is all about secondary xylem. Secondary xylem. Secondary xylem is also called wood. Secondary phloem is also called bast. Right. Why this vascular cambium is produced more amount of secondary xylem means vascular cambium is more active towards inner side. Secondary xylem is produced in more amount. Why it is more amount means vascular cambium is more active towards inner side. Why the secondary xylem is produced less amount means this vascular cambium is less active towards outer side. So that is above here which type of tissue is present, that is, this is so called primary phloem, and here it is so called primary xylem. Below the primary xylem which tissue is present means medulla. Okay, so the vascular cambium produces both secondary phloem and secondary xylem towards both outer side and inner side, but secondary phloem is produced in less amount and secondary xylem is produced in large amount. Why the secondary xylem is produced in large amount? Because more active towards inner side. Why the vascular cambium produces less amount of secondary phloem? Because vascular cambium is less active towards outer side. Okay, right. So above this is primary phloem. Next, so always new tissues are formed from vascular cambium. Like here, secondary xylem is produced from this side, like this. So here, what type of tissue do you found? Youngest secondary xylem. Youngest secondary xylem is present nearer to vascular cambium, and here oldest secondary xylem. Secondary xylem is also called wood. Secondary xylem is also called wood. Right. Youngest secondary xylem, that is youngest means recently formed. youngest secondary xylem, or recently secondary xylem is present just nearer to vascular cambium, or just inner to this youngest secondary xylem is present just inner to vascular cambium. Youngest secondary xylem is present just inner to vascular cambium, or very nearer to vascular cambium, whereas oldest secondary xylem is just outer to primary xylem, or away from vascular cambium. Away from vascular cambium is oldest secondary xylem. Nearer to vascular cambium is youngest secondary xylem. So this secondary xylem later on they will convert it into that is youngest annual rings. Youngest annual rings are present just inner to vascular cambium or nearer to vascular cambium. Later on, these oldest secondary xylem is converted into oldest annual ring. Oldest annual ring is present just outer to primary xylem or away from vascular cambium. And similarly, from this vascular cambium, secondary phloem is produced. So here, youngest secondary phloem is present. Youngest secondary phloem is present means just outer to vascular cambium. Youngest secondary phloem is present just outer to vascular cambium. Oldest, here it will be the oldest secondary phloem. Oldest secondary phloem is just inner to primary phloem. Just inner to primary phloem or away from oldest secondary phloem is present away from vascular cambium. So just inner to primary phloem. Okay, right. Always secondary xylem is formed from vascular cambium. Always secondary phloem is formed from vascular cambium. So vascular cambium produces new cells towards outer side, new cells towards inner side. Towards outer side, this is so called secondary phloem. Towards inner side is called secondary xylem. Secondary xylem will be produced in more amount. Secondary phloem is produced in less amount. Why the secondary phloem is produced in less amount? Due to less active towards outer side. Why the secondary xylem is produced in more amount, large amount? Because vascular cambium is more active towards inner side. So that is how the questions will be. Youngest secondary xylem is nearer to VC or just inner to VC. Youngest secondary phloem is present nearer to VC or just outer to VC. Oldest secondary xylem is present away from VC, vascular cambium. VC means vascular cambium. Oldest secondary xylem is present away from VC or outer to primary xylem. this primary xylem remains intact more or less. So which tissue remains intact means that is primary xylem. Okay, so that is oldest annual ring is present. This secondary xylem is also called wood. Secondary phloem is also called bast. Secondary xylem is formed from vascular cambium by a process called redifferentiation. So secondary phloem is formed from vascular cambium. So vascular cambium produces both secondary xylem and secondary phloem. So vascular cambium produces both secondary xylem. Secondary xylem is also called wood. Second one, secondary phloem, also called bast. These two are formed by redifferentiation. Secondary xylem is formed from vascular cambium by redifferentiation. Secondary phloem is formed from vascular cambium by redifferentiation. Okay, but in our NCERT textbook, according to NCERT, both primary phloem and secondary phloem are crushed. Both primary phloem and secondary phloem are crushed. Correct concept is primary xylem and primary phloem are crushed. According to NCERT, which tissues are crushed means both primary phloem and secondary phloem are crushed. So if secondary phloem is also crushed means how the food translocation will occur from leaf to stem and roots. So this concept is somewhat wrong, but we have to write this concept only in exams. So which type of tissues are crushed during secondary growth means both primary phloem and secondary phloem are crushed. This is according to NCERT. This only you have to write, but actually that is not correct. Which one is correct means a correct concept is both primary xylem and primary phloem are crushed. So once you have to think, if secondary phloem is also crushed means how the food translocation occurs from leaves to stem and roots. So that is not possible. So of course you have to write that point in exams only, right? So once again, this vascular cambium is made up of single layer. It is a meristematic layer. Meristematic layer means it is able to divide. Each cell is having large conspicuous nucleus. Meristematic cell means cells are very small and conspicuous nucleus. Next, and there should be the conduction is needed, no? So in the secondary xylem, there should be the conduction. This is so called wood race. This is so called secondary xylem rays, and these are also called the ray parenchyma cells found in secondary xylem are called secondary xylem rays. Similarly, here also you have to draw. So these are so called secondary phloem rays. Secondary phloem rays are also called Bast rays. Secondary xylem rays are also called Wood rays. Okay, so that is here also you have to draw like this. So that is the ray parenchyma cells found in secondary xylem are called secondary xylem rays, also called wood rays. The ray parenchyma cells formed in secondary phloem are called secondary phloem rays, also called Bast rays. These ray parenchyma cells are useful for radial conduction. So once again I am explaining, my dear students. This is the vascular cambium formed by joining of both intravascular cambium and intervascular cambium. This vascular cambium produces secondary xylem towards inner side, secondary phloem towards outer side by periclinal divisions. What type of divisions? Periclinal divisions. Secondary phloem is formed from vascular cambium by redifferentiation. Secondary xylem is formed from vascular cambium by redifferentiation. Right. So vascular cambium produces less amount of secondary phloem towards outer side due to vascular cambium is less active towards outer side. Vascular cambium produces more amount of secondary xylem towards inner side. What is the reason? Due to more active towards inner side. Right. Youngest secondary xylem is present just inner to vascular cambium or nearer to vascular cambium. Oldest secondary xylem is present outer to primary xylem, outer to primary xylem or away from vascular cambium. This is the oldest secondary xylem. Okay, this is the youngest. Similarly, so secondary phloem is always formed from vascular cambium. So youngest secondary phloem is present nearer to vascular cambium or just outer to vascular cambium. Oldest secondary phloem is present just inner to primary phloem or away from vascular cambium. Oldest secondary phloem is away from vascular cambium. Oldest secondary xylem is also away from vascular cambium. This secondary xylem is also called wood. This secondary xylem later on becomes, after few days they become annual rings. So youngest annual rings are present nearer to VC or just inner to VC. Oldest annual rings are present away from VC or just outer to primary xylem. Which remains intact more or less means primary xylem. Okay, later on this primary xylem actually crushed, but according to NCERT, which type of tissues are crushed, disintegrated? Because that is, according to NCERT, both primary phloem and secondary phloem are crushed. But correct concept is primary xylem and primary phloem are crushed. Actually, this vascular cambium contains two types of cells, two types of initial cells. Fusiform initials produce secondary xylem and secondary phloem. This wood rays and Bast rays are formed from ray initials. So that is, vascular cambium contains two types of cells, two types of initials. So that is, one kind of cells, fusiform initials produce secondary xylem, secondary phloem. whereas wood rays and bast rays are formed from ray initials. Okay. Now see, vascular chemium produces secondary xylem, also called wood. Vascular chemium produces secondary phloem, also called bast. These are formed by redifferentiation. Okay. So this is about diagram. Next, growth of secondary xylem is centrifugal. Growth of secondary phloem is centripetal. How it would be? See, this is the vascular cambium. This is the vascular cambium. Vascular cambium. First of all, protoxylem is formed. Later on, another xylem is formed. That is, from the lower side of the vascular cambium, new cells are formed, new secondary xylem. That is, it was pushed downwards like this. Again, third one. Third one means like this. A new is always formed from here only. And so that is, first of all, this is so called protoxylem. This is so called metaxylem. So first one, this is formed, later on this is formed, later on this is formed. So growth of secondary xylem is towards periphery. Towards periphery is called centrifugal. Growth of secondary xylem is centrifugal. It is reverse to secondary phloem. Growth of secondary phloem is centripetal. Why? Because it is formed from this side, no? Like that. So that is, growth of secondary xylem is centrifugal. This type of xylem is called end arc. End arc is a characteristic feature of stem. If end arc is present, protoxylem is present towards center, metaxylem is placed towards periphery, outer side. This type of xylem is called end arc xylem. If end arc xylem is present, growth of xylem is centrifugal. Growth of xylem is, growth means, growth of xylem is, that is centrifugal. Right. Vascular cambium, it is a meristematic layer. It is made up of single layer. Each cell is having large nucleus. So in a plant body, how many vascular cambiums are formed means only one. Only one time vascular cambium is formed. So the ratio between plant and vascular cambium is 1:1. Vascular cambium cuts off new cells towards both inner side and outer side. It produces less amount of secondary phloem towards outer side. Why? Because less active towards outer side. Vascular cambium produces more amount of secondary xylem towards inner side. What is the reason? Because vascular cambium is more active towards inner side. Now look at here, my dear students. The amount of secondary xylem produced is more than secondary phloem. Which one is producing more amount? Secondary xylem when compared to secondary phloem, because vascular cambium is more active on inner side than on outer side. Okay. Next, the primary phloem and secondary phloem get gradually crushed. Why? Because of continued formation and accumulation of secondary xylem. Secondary xylem is more and more produced means, so finally primary phloem and secondary phloem are crushed. But actually this is not correct concept, but according to NCERT only I am telling. So both primary phloem and secondary phloem are crushed. Why? Because due to continued formation and accumulation of secondary xylem. Vascular cambium contains two types of initials. One is called fusiform initials, second one is ray initials. Fusiform initials are more in number, whereas ray initials are less in number. Fusiform initials produce both secondary xylem and secondary phloem. Secondary xylem is also called wood. Secondary xylem is also called wood. Secondary phloem is also called bast. Rainy cells produce secondary xylem rays, also called wood rays, secondary phloem rays, also called bast rays. So, these wood rays and bast rays are also together called secondary vascular rays. That means vascular rays which are formed during secondary growth are called secondary vascular rays, also called secondary medullary rays. Don't say medullary rays. Medullary rays are primary in origin. Vascular rays, secondary vascular rays are simply vascular rays or secondary in origin. So, finally, secondary xylem and secondary phloem are formed from vascular cambium by redifferentiation. Secondary xylem is formed from vascular cambium by a process called redifferentiation. Secondary phloem is formed from vascular cambium by a process called redifferentiation. Previous which one is came? That is formation of intervascular cambium. How does that intervascular cambium is formed? That is parenchyma cells of medullary rays undergo dedifferentiation. That is dedifferentiation. Here it is redifferentiation. So, what is the first step in secondary growth in dicot stem means? Parenchyma cells of medullary rays undergo dedifferentiation. Later on, formation of intervascular cambium. Later on, intravascular cambium and intervascular cambium. That is joining of both intravascular cambium and intervascular cambium join together and form vascular cambium. Now, this vascular cambium finally produce secondary phloem towards outer side, secondary xylem towards inner side. Secondary xylem and secondary phloem are formed from vascular cambium by undergoing periclinal divisions. Periclinal division by a process called redifferentiation. Secondary phloem is secondary in origin. Secondary xylem is secondary in origin. Primary xylem is primary in origin. Primary phloem is primary in origin. Medullary rays are primary in origin. Secondary medullary rays are secondary in origin. Where do you find medullary rays? In between vascular bundles. Where do you find secondary medullary rays, also called vascular rays? That is, in the secondary phloem are called secondary xylem rays. In the secondary phloem are called secondary phloem rays. Secondary xylem rays are also called wood rays. Secondary phloem rays are also called bast rays. Both secondary xylem rays and secondary phloem rays are together called vascular rays or secondary vascular rays or secondary medullary rays. Medullary rays are primary in origin. Secondary vascular rays or secondary medullary rays are secondary in origin. Intravascular cambium is primary in origin. Intervascular cambium is secondary in origin. Vascular cambium in dicot stem is, don't say primary, don't say secondary. Vascular cambium in dicot stem is partly primary and partly secondary in origin. This is the only meristematic layer present which has partly primary and partly secondary means vascular cambium in dicot stem. Very, very important. Vascular, why it is so called partly primary, partly secondary? It is formed as a combination of both intravascular cambium and intervascular cambium. Intravascular cambium is primary in origin. Intervascular cambium is secondary lateral meristem. So, that is secondary in origin. So, vascular cambium dicot stem is formed by combination of both intravascular cambium and intervascular cambium. That is why vascular cambium in dicot stem is partly primary and partly secondary in origin. Did you understand, my dear students? I hope you understood. Please note down all these points in our notebook and we will meet in the next class.